Day by day, the world is heading towards a cleaner and greener future. One of the most power-rich clean energy sources is nuclear power. However, nuclear power produces nuclear waste that needs to be stored to protect us and the environment from harm for thousands of years until it becomes safe. At NDB Technology, we asked ourselves, what if we could recycle that into something good? Globally, there are 34 million meter cubes of nuclear waste that cost over $100 billion to manage and dispose of. A lot of this waste is graphite that is used as a moderator and reflector in a nuclear reactor that increases its efficiency. This has in itself become radioactive over the years of being exposed to radiation. This waste is categorized as one of the higher risks. Therefore, it is one of the most expensive and problematic waste to store. Radioactive graphite contains C14, a beta-ray emitting carbon radioisotope that turns into harmless nitrogen, anti-neutrino, and more importantly, an energetic electron. At NDB Technology, we said to ourselves, what if we could harness that energy? Since both graphite and diamond are made of carbon, one could make a radioactive C14 diamond from radioactive C14 graphite. This way, the energetic electrons released from the radioactive decay could scatter and deposit energy to the diamond to generate a shower of electrons, as much as 3,600 electrons on average, and up to 11,400 electrons in its track. In other words, it generates electricity on its own. What this means is that we can make a battery that bleeds electricity from recycled waste, saving a tremendous amount of taxpayers' money, since we no longer need to store nuclear waste. And best of all, because of its extremely long half-life of 5,700 years, it is in effect a battery that does not run out or need replacing. In addition, it is coated with a non-radioactive diamond that prevents radiation leak, as well as it being the hardest substance on Earth. It is extremely safe and tamper-proof with no moving parts. It is a clean and green energy solution, and when fully used, it will turn into harmless byproducts, effectively self-disposing nuclear waste. NDB Technology plans to go further by making the battery as pure as possible to increase the device output by purifying the C14 using our CDPME1 purification process. As the purer C14 is, the purer and more powerful the battery will be. The purified C14 is then processed using plasma-enhanced techniques such as chemical vapor deposition, a technique used to make computer chips and other nano devices by growing materials atomic layer by layer. Metal sputtering will also be used to make a new type of battery we call the NDB, short for Nuclear Battery Diamond. NDB is a new type of battery that goes against the natural instinct. It is a battery that does not run out, and its applications is in almost anything that uses a battery, such as electric vehicles, mobile phones, drones, and even watches. Not only that, NDC is an improvement over solar panels in that it doesn't need the sun to generate electricity, and if used to power houses, any excess electricity could be sold to the grid. NDB Technology plans to install NDB onto electric vehicles to use as a mobile power source that will allow consumers to sell electricity to the grid that will help cope with the ever-increasing national electricity demand. But that's not all. Because NDB does not need to be replaced, it is ideal for applications that are hard to reach or best left alone, like pacemakers. Another use of NDB in hard-to-reach places is to power space electronics, such as those on board a rocket. By installing NDB onto a spacecraft, it could support its electrical needs, such as powering its cockpit, assisting its launch into the upper atmosphere. During this period, NDB can be used to power communications, as well as console controls and any other auxiliary electrical needs. Once it is no longer needed by the rocket, the NDB can then be used to power satellites and space stations. It could even be used as a disaster relief aid, such as for survivor identification drones and radiation monitoring systems post-nuclear disaster. So what are the risks? It is an emerging technology, so there are some specialized technical challenges that need to be addressed. Fortunately, NDB Technology's technical team has multiple diamond nanotechnologists with the right expertise to bring NDB to life. There are 3 milestones. Proof of concept, where we show NDB works. Scaling, that will allow the device output into a commercially useful specification that will then allow us to open a factory to mass produce it, creating jobs and wealth. The mass-produced products will come in many forms such as AA, LR44 and other specifications, since NDB can take any shape or form. The mass-produced NDB can then be sold both B2B to technology companies and B2C through retailers. By doing so, we are planning to enter the vast $162 billion battery market with our groundbreaking technology, which gives our company the EV/EBITDA valuation of around $10 billion pre-IPO. So how could you join the battery revolution? You can either buy our shares, starting as low as $4, or become a donor. To summarize, NDB is a clean and green battery technology made of recycled nuclear waste that does not run out and has applications in almost anything that requires a battery, with significant benefits to both society and environment, both financially and ecologically.